Lads and ladettes, welcome back to another YouTube banger. I'd just like to take this moment to say that since Modern Warfare 2 came out, we've grown almost 300 subscribers in 2 weeks on this channel. I haven't seen that level of growth in this channel since the days of Modern Warfare 2019 and lockdown. So I just want to extend my thank you and welcome all the new people on board. I really hope you enjoy my content. As for today's video, we're 1 day away from the start of Season 1. We're expecting prestiges, new maps, Warzone 2, DMZ, and tons more. In fact, if you want a comprehensive breakdown of what to expect in Season 1, then make sure to check out my last YouTube video. But today I wanted to give some feedback to Modern Warfare 2. The game, in its current state, pre-Season 1, still feels like a beta. And what I mean by this is, all we have is a shell of a Call of Duty game. The gunplay feels good, guns in general look good, and the camos are great, but what else have we got? Because right now we just don't have anything, and the game's been out for over 2 weeks. People pay between £70 to £100 for a shell of a full game, which was marketed as a complete title. Where have I heard that before? And Activision and Infinity Ward forever bragged about how this would be the most advanced Call of Duty we've ever had. And whilst graphically it is, that's about it. Weapon tuning is great when it works, and you can see they're experimenting with some stuff, but there isn't a whole lot of advanced things about it. And while Season 1 is bringing a lot of content that we should have seen on release, most of it is stuff that the community is already familiar with. The rest of the game is pretty much how we know it, nothing new with the leveling system, pretty much with the same guns, similar style maps, kill streaks, and more. And don't get me wrong, I love Call of Duty for what it is, but it just feels like they're so quick to big themselves up when it comes to hammering sales. I don't know why I'm surprised when Activision is running the show, but it is how it is, I guess. And instead of just shitting on the game and not giving any feedback, I wanted to give 5 points of constructive criticism that could genuinely improve the game. I've played probably over 100 hours of the game, from sweating it out with SMGs to camo grinding with a level 1 sniper. And with that being said, let's get into our first point. Let's discuss our good friend SBMM. Skill-based matchmaking basically means the better you play, the more you get punished. The game tries to find people in your skill level to play against, which is obviously great in some ways like ranked modes, but for casual matchmaking it can be a real headache. And in this game, it's absolutely fucking horrendous. So let me explain. The only thing you really have to do in this game right now is camo grind. And the issue you've got is that if you try to camo grind, you'll just get slaughtered by people running around with golden SMGs and AKs because they can't be asked to camo grind. Because now I need to do my launchers, riot shield, slow ADS snipers, etc. And I'm just going to get pummeled by good players. And with this time to kill and no red dots on the radar, I'm dead before I can even ADS on certain guns. You could go and play Invasion or Ground War for challenges, but they're an absolute snooze fest, let's face it. And players shouldn't have to spend all this money to be punished regarding which game modes they choose to play online. I like doing my stuff via kill confirm, but it leads to myself and pretty much everyone I'm playing with to really tough lobbies. Lobbies instead should be based on connection, at least for anything non-ranked. At least that's how it used to be back in the days of the OG Call of Duty multiplayer games. Put people together in randomized lobbies based purely on connection. This way you'll have the best connectivity to a service and play against people of all skill levels. This incentivizes people to camo grind and play with their friends who may be less skilled than them. As of right now, if you're half a good player and your friends are not, they won't want to play with you because they'll just get destroyed in your lobbies. But Call of Duty are hell-bent on SBMM and protecting their low-level players because they're probably the masses that bring them the most money. These players will have a completely different experience of matchmaking versus those who are actually good at the game. Do you think that just because you're good at the game that you should be punished for that? I'd be curious to know your thoughts on this. On to our next point, I'm going to be discussing the attachment system in Modern Warfare 2. Now that tuning is back, it brings a great addition to the game, allowing people to run their guns exactly as they please. But why, oh why, does almost every attachment in the game lower ADS speed? It's almost like Mr. Joe Secott doesn't want people running around in his game and wants them to play slower. The Sentinels will not have their way today, sir. But take a look at some of these screenshots. Previously, in a COD game, you used to kit your gun out with full attachments to hit its maximum potential. Now you're looking at 3 to 4 attachments max because the rest either don't make sense or they slow your gun down. In a game where time to kill is so fast, ADS and sprint to fire speed stats are so important. And if you can't get either of these done in time, then you're dead before the fight's even started. All of these factors together have caused people to play a lot slower because they're scared of dying to people holding angles. And honestly, if I wanted a game where people would hold angles, I'd just go play Rainbow Six Siege. With attachments, it would be nice to see more variety of stats lost and gained. And there was actually rumors on social media saying that some guns perform better without any attachments at all. Some of the gun's base stats are just better on their own versus adding attachments to the gun. I don't think I've ever heard that be the case in the 15 years that I've been playing Call of Duty. I don't know, man. I just can't help but find it comical. Now on to the point that made Call of Duty so damn amazing over the years. And yes, we're talking prestiges. We've come a long way from the shitty officer rank system in Modern Warfare 2019. And whilst we still have it in the game, we're we've seen the reintroduction of prestiges in seasonal format. Seasonal prestiges have plagued the Call of Duty franchise since Cold War, effectively trying to bring people back each season. Modern Warfare 2 is following this system but has made a few changes versus Vanguard and Cold War. You've got 5 prestige badges to earn via Season 1. Prestige levels now no longer reset on each season and scale from 1 to the maximum level. Season 1 gives a maximum of 250 levels, with the first prestige starting at level 56, second prestige at 100, and every 50 levels is a new prestige from here. And whilst this is better than what we've had in the last 2 titles, it's still lackluster as fuck. You will be able to earn the odd calling card and emblem from the so-called prestige challenges, but it still could have been so much better. Every prestige could have been 100 levels long to add more depth of grind to the game. Let's be honest, with all the double XP tokens, we all know people will be max level by the end of the second week of the new season. This then leaves people who really want to grind the game and put more hours in with wasted XP and no level progression. With levels now not resetting anymore, why didn't they make the threshold for prestiges higher? It's almost like wanting people to play your game. Not to mention that each prestige should have more benefits to achieve. Subsidize hitting a prestige with a fresh operator skin, new calling card, weapon camo for each weapon, emblem, and so on. They could genuinely be so creative with prestiges, but it's just the same copy and paste stuff from each year. And whilst I do prefer the emblems versus the last 2 games with no level resets, I just think it could be so much better. Prestige makes people feel good about themselves because they've dedicated so many hours and time to get into a certain level. Touch grass? Forget about it. But somewhere down the line, we've lost the sight of that, and I hope to see them make improvements in future. Our second to last section discusses the user interface, the absolute laggy and confusing shambles of a UI and UX system that we've got in Modern Warfare 2. There's info from Rouse Valve regarding changes to the UI coming as early as Season 1. And whilst I get that they were trying something new, the simplicity of the old UI systems has been completely lost. I think aesthetically it's actually quite nice, but from a practical standpoint, it doesn't make much sense. Not to mention that the UI is still causing bugs, crashes, and lag for people wanting to go into a game, and if I'm playing with a party, I get a connectivity bug after backing out of a lobby. I have to switch from the game mode I'm playing right now to another and back if I want to find another game. This has been an issue since the first day and still hasn't been addressed yet. Just simplify it down and stop making it 100 steps to get anywhere on the menu. Make it easier to invite people, change your clan tags, emblems, and so forth. It's just become so pointlessly confusing. They have addressed that change is coming, so I'm curious to see what they do over the next coming weeks and months. As for my 5th and final point, we're going down the road of incentives. Incentives to play and win a game of Call of Duty. Like right now, what are you getting for winning a game of Call of Duty? Well, here's my list. Until tomorrow, we still can't even see our combat record, so even if you've lost a game, them stats ain't going anywhere anyway. The daily challenges don't mean shit because everyone's already XP capped. And let's say you lose every game that you play for camos, what does that even mean? You don't really get any benefits for winning. There's no incentives. There's nothing to grind for. They could honestly do so much with this. How can I come up with that on the spot, but apparently 3,000 devs over 3 years couldn't? It fucking blows my mind, honestly. And that's just scratching the surface, because if you add awards like that, people are more inclined to play the game. I don't know. It could just be so much more efficiently designed. But that's my thoughts on that. And of course, as always, let me know your thoughts. Which area would you like to see the most change, or do you think the game is fine as it is right now? And as always, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next one.